Hey guys, can everybody hear me? Having a little problem with my mic. That's why I was a little late coming on. Let me know if you can hear me okay. Know if you can. All right, awesome. Welcome tonight to J is for Justice Live. Happy that you're here with me on a Sunday. Football's over for the day, I take it. See, Shanna's talking about who won. Volume's low. Yeah, well, yeah, we're gonna get to the dog in just a second here. Oh, football's not over yet. K Smalls, I'm like about to use code because it's getting to be ridiculous with YouTube, isn't it? I saw your comment. It seems like every time I upload, I get that yellow sign that it is a little muffled. Yeah, I don't think my mic's working. I think it's actually picking up on my computer um mic, and I don't know why. I couldn't figure it out, so I said screw it. I was already late, so I want to be done here by 10, so I wanted to just get this going. And we're going to be talking about ashes. A lot of you were on last night when I was talking about a dog that was missing out in Colorado. And my son is a videographer. He was contacted for use of his drone. And they went out today. And he's going to tell us a little more about that when he hops on here in a minute. But he was able to use his drone and find this dog. But it's kind of a funny story. But I would like to let him tell the story. But it wasn't even the owners that were looking for this dog. So Ashes had quite the experience today. Okay, so let's catch up while he's just getting home from this debacle today. So let's talk about K Smalls. What are you saying? Wait, hang on. Connie, you can't hear me? You guys should be able to hear me. Volume is too low. All right, hold on. Let me double check my volume here. Like I said, I was having a little bit of an audio problem. That's why. Is that better? Let's see. Hello, hello. Is that better? Let me know if that sounds better. Should be. I'm thinking that's going to sound a lot better. Okay. Baby, I don't know. Maybe you need to turn your volume up. It's all right. It's all right. So, I want to go back because I'm still waiting for him to hop on to tell this story. But I want to go back to let's see, Kathy Sutter. Hi Jay, does anyone here in Wisconsin maximum prison system DOC have any info on how Watts is? I think they do. But I want to go back to what Kay Smalls said. She said, so the footage of the closed circuit TV that is an hour long shows two people coming out of the garage, and it's actually looped. Watch the flags, I'm sure you can tell. You mean in mine? In my footage? I don't I had a couple people tell me that about my footage. And hey, Gray. I had a couple people tell me that about my footage, and I think it's maybe because I put it together in iMovie because it came in a bunch of separate files, and I put it all together, um, in one movie. And I don't know if it looped, if it screwed it up. This is the case. This was the case of the missing border collie. We're just having a little fun tonight. Um, this dog was missing out in Colorado, and my son, who's a videographer out there, was called to help retrieve him with his drone. And they were able to locate him tonight. Yeah, I'm not into the shadow thing either. I'm not buying it. I think he dropped something. I think that he bent down to pick it up, and that's what you see. I don't think those kids were running out in single file going, "Hey, Daddy, pick me up, put me in the trunk." I just don't think that happened. But K Smalls, I do know what you're talking about, where it looks like two people come out. It's Chris. It's the same person going out. It's just how the video is, and I don't know why it did that. A video about the two pairs of jeans? You mean like the baggy jeans versus the jeans that fit? He doesn't give you another point of view that is based on anything concrete. He doesn't even research a case and puts out false information. I think we're talking about the same person who put out these videos, right? I don't know who BTB is. I'm confused. But I don't think that the shadows prove anything other than Chris Watts dropped. I think he dropped like a stuffed animal or something. I know, isn't Ashes cute? My son is going to be hopping on here in a minute. We're going to talk about Ashes. I think he killed the dogs at the oil site. That's why the cadaver dogs didn't get the scent in the house. Oh, Jennifer, you said you sent me an email, didn't you? Let me check my email real quick. Hold on. All right. So our dog whisperer will be on in just a second here. He just got home from, he had like I don't know, about a half an hour drive, I guess. And Jennifer, I did get your email. So, yeah, we'll talk offline, okay? We will talk offline. Okay, yeah, I will give. Oh, wait, hang on. Let me catch up. Gray says, I was referring to Jerry Morris. I made a debunking video on him because he was so inaccurate on two cases I know inside and out. Um, happened to Shanna Banana. Oh, okay. Yeah, I like Jerry Morris too. I do. I do. Much respect for Jerry. Very pleasant, very nice to talk to. He was funny. He was easygoing. He was fun to have a conversation with, and I look forward to talking with him again. If not for anything, he follows true crime, and I like his opinions. I like his input on things. It's nice to have a chat with someone who is easy to talk to, like he is. Um, yeah, I got a lot of good feedback on it, Shanna. Everybody liked him, thought he was cool, he was nice, he was engaging, he took time out of his vacation to talk to me. I appreciated that. So, and you don't have to really believe in psychics to, you know, hear what Jerry has to say. He's not like a mind reader, he's not like a fortune teller. He is someone who gets visions, and maybe they're wrong, and he even said that it's all in his interpretation, and sometimes his interpretation is wrong in what he sees and what he gets. So he's only a human being. I don't think he's out to scam people or try to be something he's not. I think he's just a normal human being with some visions or whatever it is that he sees, and he tries to interpret them. He's not making money off of it. He's not paying for, getting paid for telling people things. So it's all personal, and yeah, he doesn't claim to be spot on. So much respect to him for being honest and upfront. And I will give you a quick update on Mama J. There's not much to really update on. She it's still a waiting game. She's looking around, but she's agitated, so they have, given her a little more sedation. So it's gonna be, I think, a good couple days, before I have a good update. But I definitely will keep you posted, and I more than appreciate you guys even asking, or even asking. It means a lot. Oh, I mean, yeah, I mean, to each their own, but I have nothing but love and respect for everybody. I respect what Gray does. I respect everybody's side of things, because we're all different, and we all bring something different to the table, and we all bring something to talk about. And if we can't do that, it would be pretty boring if we all felt the same way and we all looked at things the same way. I like going into Gray's lives because I like to hear his point of view. I like going into John's lives because I like to hear, his point of view. And of course, I like the Morgan Freeman stories, but that's beside the point. Don't tell John. But I like talking to Jerry because he makes me look at things from a different point of view. I like seeing things from every different perspective, and then like putting it all together is what's fun for me, and talking it through. um so much love and respect for all the YouTubers. Like Woodland Park Underground, I saw his live from yesterday, which yesterday I didn't get to watch too much, but I saw his, and we're getting more information out there about our Crime Con, Colorado Crime Con 2K19. um It's going to be October 11th through the 13th, and we're going to have some pretty exciting things. Him and I are going to chat this week and get some things finalized and get the application process going, because I think we can only have 50 people at the lodge. But we're going to have fireside chats, we're going to have tours. We're going to set up a special tour to go up to Frederick. People are going to have their choices of what they want to do. Wow, Junior Lang. Wow. And she's okay? Everything turned out okay? That's awesome. So yeah, this Colorado Crime Con sounds like it's going to be a blast. And we're keeping it, you know, relatively cheap, as far as that goes. Shanna says, "Oh my god, Jay, say tour again. We're going to have tours." Who just joined me?
Hello? Can
Oh,
you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, let me put my headphones in real quick.
Yep, take your time. Let me know when you're ready.
Okay.
Well, that's awesome, Junior Lang. I'm glad that everything worked out, and I hope that I have that same story to tell.
Okay, can you hear me?
Sure can.
Okay,
It's the
so
dog saver. So, you guys, this is Ryan. He's a videographer, but he's my son as well.
can they see me? Can
They
they
can
see me
see,
right
yeah,
now?
they can see you.
Okay.
Are those my Beats?
No, these are new headphones I got not too long ago.
Oh, okay. I can't find mine, so I was just wondering. But
No, I didn't
anyways,
hear your beats, Mom.
I wouldn't be surprised. Okay, so anyways, he is a videographer. He got a message from someone who wanted him to come and help find a dog, right? Which
Yep.
isn't typically what you've done.
Not at all. No, this is the first time I've ever I've definitely gotten some weird inquiries from people that never follow through, like for advertisements and for places like in downtown Denver. But they never really worked out. I advertise myself as a videographer for music videos. So for somebody to hit me up about a lost dog is kind of like way out of my category because I'm listed under creative services. It's not really a creative service to help spot a dog, right? So
Right,
it's
right.
kind of like a funny thing, but I was like, of course I'll jump at that. Like, I wasn't going into it expecting any type of like reward. They weren't saying like, oh, we'll pay you this amount. I was just like, you need help finding your dog. I have a drone. I might be able to find your dog with my drone and help out. So
Okay,
I was,
hold on, Ryan. Hang on. Do you have your phone out with the chat up on it? Because you're getting a lot of comments
the chat from how
from
do I find the
YouTube. So go to my YouTube.
chat?
It's go
Oh,
just
just
go to
go to your live right now.
go to yeah and read the chat because you're getting some
Okay, yeah.
comments and stuff. I want you to be able
Let
to
me answer some questions and
respond.
address all the stuff that you
Yeah.
guys are.
So just type in J Justice
I found
Live.
you. I found you. I know exactly where to go.
I have two channels. I didn't
Oh,
know
I
if you
see
knew that.
the picture of the dog. That was. I took a
Oh my!
lot of pictures. I'll show you. I'll have to show you guys all the pictures. Okay.
You're gonna have to turn it down.
Yeah, I'm gonna scroll up these comments a little bit,
Oh my
and
god, you are your son with a drone. We have I know I told you about the guy Mike out there in Colorado Springs in Woodland Park that I talked to. He is a dad with a phone and he goes to the courthouse and reports on this case we're following. So he's a dad with a phone and a drone. And you're a son with a drone.
all right. So I'm scrolling up these comments. I want to address a couple of them at least.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. It's the dog saver, Aaron. Thank you, Aaron. I don't put all the you know, it wasn't all me. It was a team of like 5 people. Um, hello, Darlene. How you doing, Shanna? Rose. Hello.
You see the
Hello,
ones with the
Jack.
wenches, the wrenches, those are my wench wrenches. Those are my mods.
Oh, moderators.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool. Okay, shout out to the moderators then. That's awesome. You can keep the spam out of here.
Yeah, the trolls.
Someone said I'm so proud of you. Thank you, Candace. I don't know if she was talking about me or not, but thank you. Judy, how's the rash?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
We kind of played
actually.
Doctor. We played Doctor YouTube last night
Oh,
because
did you?
yeah. So
Well, it turned out to be not as serious as I thought it would be, and it's supposed to go away within 12 weeks. So, got to keep an eye on it. Stole your mama's beats, Ryan? No, I didn't. I would never steal my mother's possessions. I have taken her beats one time, but I
One
didn't.
time? Okay, one time that I didn't see him for like a year, but it's okay.
Oh, I was borrowing them.
Uh-huh. It's okay.
Hello, Oni. I see Oni just joined.
Hello.
Oh, hey, Oni.
Someone said you don't look old enough to have a son that old. 20 years old? They don't think you.
No, I guess not.
That was from K Smalls. I love this, mom and son. Thank you, brunch mom. Hi Ryan, your mom is the awesome. I know she is. Make
Aw.
sure to subscribe to Ryan's SoundCloud. Thank you, Michelle. I really appreciate that. I love your hand tattoo, Tifa Bean said. Thank you. I got it in memory of my friend who passed away not too long ago, back in July. It hurt really bad. It's so cool how creative your family is, Jay.
I know, I have
and
a
she
nice
also
family.
another one of your moderators, Michelle, also mentioned my YouTube channel. Very greatly appreciated. Love tattoos. Thanks, Darlene. A son with a drone. That is me.
Yeah, so Oni, we were just saying in how Mike is a dad with a phone and a drone.
Someone said, "Thank you,
Boo
Ryan."
is the son with the drone.
Ryan, can you ask your mom if she will adopt me? That's what Jess said.
Of course, I love Jess.
Jay, make him a T-shirt. I have my whole arm and hands tatted too. Ryan says, Tani Lynn. That's pretty cool. I'm planning on getting my other hand done sometime. Thank you for finding the puppy.
Oh,
Good job, Ryan. Add this to your resume. Very good manners. You're good people, Ryan. Thank you so much.
you see Christopher Reed in the chat? That is my friend Jenny Reed from Sebring.
Somebody's asking about my pet. I need to. This is Wizard. He is my son. Look at him. He's a
So, Boo, how long were you guys?
heart.
How long were you guys up there looking for the pooch?
Oh, we haven't even gotten to the pooch yet, but let's get to the pooch.
Right. I just wanted to address some of the comments that I missed because, whenever I'm in a live, I hate when people ignore my comments.
Oh, Craig's in here too, Boo.
Hey, I was just really close to Colorado Springs. Super close. I was in Franktown. This is where it all happened.
Is that near Florissant?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I know that it's right by Castle Rock. Like over the mountains, like right over the mountains is Castle Rock from Franktown. So anyways, you want me to just tell the story from
Yeah, let's hear about it.
I want to hear what happened. How you doing, Boo?
I'm good.
How's your rash doing?
Well, I got it. Hey, it's not that funny. I mean, it was scary at first, you got red spots all over your body. It's not fun.
Yeah, it's got a little freaky. I know.
Yeah, I had major anxiety getting checked out and everything, and then it ended up being rosacea or something like that. I don't even know how to say it. But they said it's very common and it can go away within 2 to 12 weeks, and if it starts to itch, then just use like Benadryl cream or whatever. So I'll be good.
It looks really good for that because I had it on my neck.
Really?
Yeah, is Selsun Blue shampoo.
Okay. Yeah, see, I think some of the body washes I use can irritate my skin. I have very sensitive skin, so I guess that plays
good
a
thing
factor.
it's nothing serious.
Yeah,
he's fine.
I'm trying to keep up with these.
Well, you see that and you go, oh my God, is it measles? Is it the?
Oh, I know people were like, it's shingles, measles. You can really get freaked out easily. Okay, so let's hear about Ashes, which is we have a picture of Ashes pulled up. She's so cute.
She is. Okay, so I got a message from this person. Her name is Sarah. She sent me a long message and sent me pictures of all the lost dog flyers that they made, and I was like, oh my God, like this dog just completely just like caught my eye. I was like, there's no way I'm not going to go help these people, or at least attempt to help these people, right?
Right. So what was their story? It wasn't even like their dog.
Well, I'm gonna have to turn off comments for a second, but I can go back to exactly what was said. One of the ladies actually just texted me and said we should crack a beer and celebrate. Anyway,
that's cute.
This was the different person. Okay, so this is what I got. I said, hi, I saw your ad for drone footage, which is funny because I don't have an ad for drone footage. I had for music videos, which includes drone footage, but I guess that makes sense. My friends are in Thailand and their dog is missing south near Cobblestone Ranch close to Parker. We've been searching for days, but she's somewhere in the open space. Do you have a live stream available? She's all alone, and if you're available tomorrow, I know they would pay for your services. And then you can see this is like the picture they use for the lost dog. I don't know if I can really properly show
Oh,
it.
let me pin you. That makes you bigger.
It's a cute picture. It's focusing pretty well on my webcam.
Aw.
Yeah,
She is
I
so
got that.
cute.
Yep, I got that. And then this was the I don't know if it'll focus or not. The flyer. I don't know what the QR code is for. But you can tell they went all out. And these people were so desperate to get this dog back. So it's a miracle. I mean, can you imagine not going off topic, but can you imagine like dog sitting for your friend and
And the
the
dog
dog
gets
like
away.
runs out?
No,
Yeah.
I would flip out. It'd be like me watching Oni's dog, like watching Lily, and Lily disappears. I would freak out.
Yeah, and they were just so desperate because they didn't want to let their friend know. They said the dog was missing for 4 days. 4 days they've been out every single day trying to track down this dog, and there's been spottings in the area over and over and over. Every time they got a spotting from a neighbor, and we thank the community of Franktown, the people that live in those dirt roads and everything. Very helpful people. It was like a missing person almost.
So was this out in the country?
Yeah, it was like more country out there, and it was just so many trees and unbelievable amounts of deer that, obviously during the search, it was just like, oh my God, like every time I saw a deer, I was like, oh, there she is. Oh, no, it's a deer. False alarm, right? So anyways, that's the original message I got about it. And I was like, well, this is definitely, just, it would be inhumane not to just go help some people find their dog, right? So,
So I have a question. I'm not familiar with I've heard of drones. I've never actually even seen one. So
I can show
what is
you.
it, like a little gadget with like a camera on it that just flies around? Or
They're honestly incredible. I have it right here. Hold on. I'll show you guys the drone real quick. It's been through a lot. It's hit some barbed wire fences. It's had some nasty falls, but it's still going, still working. They're expensive, so it's you get what you pay for, I guess. But the thing
Well,
is,
I hope they're kind of like able to be rough and tumble.
They surprisingly are. Surprised with the size of this thing, you would be so shocked at some of the footage I can get with something this small.
Wow.
I mean, compare it to a water bottle, it's smaller than a water bottle almost. It's not even as tall as a water bottle.
And then it has a camera attached to it. Where do you attach your phone to it, or how does that?
There's the camera, and
Okay.
there's an app that you download called DJI. It's a DJI drone. These are like the best drones on the market, I guess. That's what I was told by the guy at Best Buy. Could be wrong. But the thing about these is that there's bigger drones in the market for sure, better ones, but it captures 1080p HD, and you can just control it with your phone, and it goes super, super high. I mean, you wouldn't believe how high this thing gets. But when I was it all depends on the connection. So since I'm using my phone, the connection with this device in particular, when it's connected to Bluetooth, if I go too far away, this gets disconnected, and I got to run towards it, or it's going to run out of battery and it's going to fall and break on me. So they're very fragile, but they're super high tech. And if you see, just not to waste the whole time talking about the drone itself, but this is just one of the batteries. I have 6 batteries for this thing, and these batteries, believe it or not, they last about 5 minutes a charge.
Oh God.
Jesus.
You get about 5 minutes flight time with each battery. So I had to buy a bunch of extra batteries. They're like 30-40 bucks a piece. And it's not I understand though, because that's how all drones work. I've researched it. They don't last very long, the batteries, because they're just so powerful, and these things are spinning around. It's like a mini helicopter. It really is. So it takes up a ton of battery power. It takes up a ton of power.
And about how many like does it say how many yards or how many it can actually go before you? So let's say you're sitting at one end of a football field, where the little goalpost is, or whatever you call it. I mean, could you navigate it to go to the 50-yard line, or would it go to the other end? Or
well, actually, you have complete control over it, like a video game almost. I mean, you can you can direct it anywhere you want it to go. You can make it spin, you can make it spin straight. You can even, the best part about it is that this is how I found the dog too. Well, this is not really like, this is how I spotted the dog. This isn't really how he found the dog, I want to say. But so this right here, the camera, obviously, you can direct it to go down while it's in the air. So the camera will go down, so you can look straight. It's almost like you're in the air, high in the air, and you are looking straight down. So it gives you a perfect angle and a perfect view of wherever. It just gives you an amazing view. And if you guys have, I don't know, I'm trying to use this thing more often. It's relatively new, but
Someone just asked a question if they have
me,
rechargeable batteries. You just plug it in.
Yeah, I plug in. I have this whole thing where I plug each and every battery into it, and it charges overnight. So I mean, with all my batteries, I get like half an hour of flight time, which is usually like more than enough. It's annoying having to change out the battery every 5-6 minutes.
You want to hear something funny? Junior Lang bought their grandson one last year, and he got in trouble for taping it to an electric toy car and went room to room recording and got some footage he shouldn't have. So he had it taken away. So he might have went into mom and dad's room or something when he wasn't supposed to and got some footage. Yeah.
You know what's funny about that is they're not meant to be flown inside. I tried to fly mine in my apartment when I first bought it, and I realized whenever you click the take off, it goes. I mean, it just
maybe
goes
that's why he
up.
connected it to a little car.
Yeah, that's why.
What a little twerp, huh? So he could keep it grounded. So he got his taken away for that.
Let's see. I'm just reading some.
It can actually go before you like 100 yards. I guess the question is what?
How far?
You said you had to kind of chase and run after it. At what point?
I couldn't give you an exact estimate. But I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I was at my car and I put the drone on top of my car because they set like you set a home landing spot. So I set my car as the landing spot. Anyways, so I set my car as the landing spot and I went way far out, like way north, and then like pretty far, like to the point where I couldn't even see it.
Oh wow.
And then I started to lose connection with it and I had to run closer to it and then, kind of like direct it towards me more. You got to be really careful of like how close you are with it. And typically when I'm using it, I'm not too far away from it. But in this case, I was looking for, a dog. So it could have been anywhere she could have been anywhere.
And are the controls on your phone or is there like a remote?
I do have a remote for it, but I honestly haven't figured out how to use it. Like it just doesn't work. And it's weird. I don't know.
Maybe I know Mike uses his phone too.
Yeah, I prefer to use my phone. It's just like more natural to me. But I can control it fine. But anyways, so I'll go back to the story. I'm trying to
use your phone and you get a phone call, like your mom calls in.
Yeah, what if someone calls you while you're flying it?
If someone calls you, I haven't experienced that. That's a good question. I don't think it would interrupt. Like, I don't think your thing would just drop, but I think it would interrupt the flight for sure. And I think usually what they're built to do is to stay in the air until you make a decision whether you want to land or move it.
How high does it go? Do you know? Like how high in the air?
If you look up the DJI Spark drone, it'll have all the specifications. It goes really high.
Okay.
I mean, it goes like if you just think of like a huge pine tree in the countryside, it can go like 5 of those pine trees up.
Damn. So you would just see like the little lights blinking and
oh yeah, I could turn the thing around and I could see the highways, I could see all the traffic. You can see a lot. So it definitely helped. But anyways, back to the story. So yeah, I got the text message and everything, and I was just like, okay, I'll go help these people out. And then I looked up how far Parker was for me because I'm new to Colorado, as most of everybody in here knows. And it was like 45 minutes away, and I was like, well, it's a little far, but these people need my help. So I showed up. And as soon as I showed up, we were talking about it. They were like, oh, she was last seen here. There was paw prints here. yada yada yada, giving me all the info they had from the past couple days of looking for this dog. And then they said we don't want to bring out the drone right away. And I was like, okay, because they were like, they were telling me she was spotted near this area not too long ago, so we kind of want to walk around this area and like follow the paw prints. I was like, okay. I walked around with these people for a while, and then all of a sudden, one of them got a call and said that there was a spotting right across and people from Colorado might know what I'm talking about, but the intersection, it's called like Parker Road or something like that, but it's kind of a big intersection, like right in between there, that goes into this like subdivision, and then there's the intersection. And the dog was seen. Did everyone leave? Hello?
Oh no, we're all here.
Okay. Sorry, I just
All
disappeared.
150 of us.
Okay. So, anyways, the story is honestly like pretty cool. It's like not something that happens every day, so bear with me here. I'm kind of like my thoughts just get jumbled. But anyways, so someone called and said that they saw the dog run across the intersection, and that's scary because that dog could have been hit. And they have gotten actually multiple calls before they even like contacted me, because I talked to all of them about it, and they said that that dog was running across intersections, running across busy roads,
Oh my God.
running in people's yards, going at other dogs, going at animals. Not that it's an aggressive dog by any means. It's just it was a dog let loose, and
it was just all over the place.
And this dog loves the snow. And if you obviously you can see the picture of it on the live, or the picture of her on the live, then you can see this dog probably blends in with trees and snow pretty well, because because it's white and it has brown all over it, and it's got a spotted like freckle up face. So it's not an easy dog to spot in the woods by any means. So to be honest, my thoughts with these people is I was just like, man, I feel so bad for these people. I don't think they're gonna find this dog, because we rushed over to the intersection. Next thing we knew,
and it's not even their dog, so they're flipping out like, oh my God, we're dog sitting, and this dog is missing. We can't catch up with him or with her.
Right. So we did some extensive searching throughout, like past that intersection, the dirt road. So we parked on that dirt road because we thought the dog ran into the woods, like going that way. So we all parked, and one guy stayed with me in case I found something on the drone, so he could contact the other lady's name, who was Sarah. And it was her and her friend that was the dog sitters, and they were on the hunt. Everybody's driving around. It was hectic. So I did the drone and everything. Is Ryan wearing Playboy bunnies? Yes.
Unfortunately, yes.
It's it's a Supreme long sleeve. Anyways, so I did my first drone flight, and obviously the batteries don't last long. So I looked around the area they wanted me to look at. We found nothing but a fake deer in someone's yard, right? And then all of a sudden, I finished the first flight, and I was like, okay, I have 5 batteries left, so let's use them wisely. And this lady comes out of nowhere, and she's just like, oh, I just saw her running in my backyard. My kids came in and told me, because the whole community knew about it at this point. I mean, it's days. So days, the whole neighborhood's going to be looking for this dog, right? So they're like, oh, she ran to my backyard. So I immediately, me and this other guy, who I didn't get his name, because he ended up leaving with his girlfriend at one point. We just started booking it. We booked it because we saw the paw prints. We were just running and running and running. And then I was so out of breath, I thought I was going to pass out. I didn't have any water. I mean, it was cold. It was just crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So we didn't find anything. We were just like, oh, we lost her. Everybody was just like, oh, we lost her again. Another spotting, and now we don't know. For all we know, she could be back at the place we originally started. And it's an Australian Shepherd, and they're notorious for being sneaky and running away. They're very notorious for that. They're known for running away and trying to escape the house, because these dogs love the snow. They love open space. It was like probably heaven for this dog and hell for these people.
Oh yeah, this dog's loving it. He's running wherever he wants, or she, I'm sorry.
So at this point, I felt like I had a mission. I was just like, okay, I'm at least gonna help these people until it gets dark. And because they said at night, they said they've had sleepless nights. Like they've been so caught up with it, like they've been driving around at night. It's just super stressful. Like I know, like I can only imagine, the guilt. Like they even the girl Sarah was telling me how guilty she felt. She said, if I don't get this dog back by the time my friend's home, I'm literally, I feel like the guiltiest person alive.
And I'm
I
sure
said,
they were stressed. Like I would have been like, "Oh my god, if something happens, like that dog gets hit by a car or something like
it
that,
is a
or
beautiful dog.
yeah, or somebody takes her and you can't get her back."
Smart dogs, yes, they are very smart. Yep, it is an Australian Shepherd, Rachel. Ryan is so funny. How old is he? I'm 20 years old. What a baby. He has a great voice. He's going to be famous by 30. Oh man, I don't know about being
That's
famous.
Jess. That's Jess. Yep.
Anyways, yeah, the dog had to be hungry. Yeah, for sure. Um, we were really worried, just because people were saying, and they were saying that the dog was spotted like going under barbed wire fences and jumping fences and all sorts of stuff.
Jesus.
So we thought that if we were to find this dog was going to have to be taken to the vet because who knows, like could have gotten into a fight with another animal, um, wounds from barbed wire fence. Sometimes people take in dogs like that, especially a beautiful dog like that, and they'll go throw it up for adoption or they'll keep it for themselves. It's just sometimes that's the way it goes in situations like this. So I'm glad that everything turned out the way it did. But anyways, back to the story. So I did the first drone thing and there was really no spotting. And then we got the call to go over to the other spot. And then so we were running on foot. I was sprinting. And I didn't expect it to be so much snow. The snow was almost up to my
Oh
knees.
my god. Did you have boots on?
I had Adidas on. Yeah, with jeans. So my shoes were covered in snow. And
Oh,
I
I.
was freezing my ass off. I can tell you that. But amazing work, Boo. Here's a little something for your hard work, kind heart, and dedication to finding this
Aw.
dog. Thank you,
Hashtag.
true crime and gossip.
That's
Thank you
Oni.
so
That's
much.
Oni.
Oh, well, thank you, Oni. I didn't know that was
Hashtag
your
son with a drone.
I
Aw,
guess
that's so nice.
thank you so much. I don't know what to say. I mean, so anyways, continuing with the story, it got a little crazier. So we decided to all retreat and we went all our own paths. So they said, you go this way, I'm gonna go this way, I'm gonna drive this way, you're gonna drive this way, and we're gonna find this dog. So I was like, okay. So I kind of just walked along this fence, and I'm pretty sure, I'm not gonna lie, I think it was private property. I probably wasn't even supposed to
It
be
was
around it.
private property in Oni.
But
What was it? Wait, Oni? It was.
did he say more?
He must be muted.
They were you on a private property in a private road?
It's kind of an inside joke in our group.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
And
anyway,
Boo, I wanted to say thank you so much for your dedication. There needs to be more people like you out there that do good and try to help. I can't imagine had I lost one of my dogs or something.
right.
It'd be such a despairing feeling. And I don't have a drone, and I'm definitely not in the physical shape to go out.
You and me
Yeah.
both,
hiking up and down
sister.
mountains or
Well,
trails
I
or
really,
whatever to look for it in 20-degree weather. So awesome job. Kudos to you. I just love that you have such a good heart. And I want to say thank you so much for being such a kind person and helping out people.
thank you. It means more than the world to me. I mean, I just wanted to go and help these people out, and I mean, I really had nothing else to do, so I was just like, why not? I think as humans, just not to go off topic, but like as people and as a human race in general, we're falling off with communication and we're not helping. I think we're here to help each other, and we're not doing that.
Yeah.
We're just not doing that. We're too worried about ourselves. We're always worried about ourselves. If we worried about everybody as a whole, there would be more peace in the world. There would be more help in the world.
Right.
Everybody
Most people
cares
don't
about
even
their
know
own
their
little bubble.
neighbors anymore. They don't talk
Exactly.
to their
That's a
neighbors.
good
They don't
point.
know them.
Yeah.
That's a good point. And a lot of people would say that's cliche, like, oh, that's just how it was in the olden days, you know. But no, it really has taken a toll on society. And not to like sit here and give myself credit for anything, but like there should be more people that are out there. Like if you're in trouble, even if you're a stranger, I'm willing to help. And I think that we're here to help each other. And we don't do that enough anymore. So,
Well,
you
yeah, and
know,
everybody's got their phones, their noses pointed at their
nose
phone, and
noses in their
it's
phones,
kind
and
of
they turn
almost
their
creates like social retardation in a way. Like
yeah,
people are just socially not. Like I
right,
can walk into a Starbucks and I can sit down and just strike up a conversation about anything with any person that there is, a homeless person to the wealthiest person in the U.S., and sit and have a good conversation. Not everybody's like that, and especially millennials. No offense, but
yeah.
younger generations just don't really have that social, communicable type
No,
attitude
100%
anymore.
they do not.
And it sucks because it takes a toll on mental health as well. Because when we don't have social interaction, that general social kindness, which to me is common sense, um, we really just lose out on a lot in society as people, and it just takes a toll on mental health in general. So I completely agree with you, Oni. I really do.
Well, I've got to hop off of here. I wanted to pop on and say good job, amazing work, keep it up, and you know what? Good things will come to you, because I really truly feel that people that are out there doing good in the world, I believe in karma. So congratulations, and that you found the dog and you're able to get it back to its rightful owner, and it's a nice warm home and eating a hearty meal.
Yeah, hopefully.
Thanks for
All right,
hopping on,
Well,
Oneida.
thank you,
no
Amy. I
problem,
appreciate
guys.
your
Take
words. It was
care.
nice
Good job,
talking to
Boo.
you.
We'll see you guys later.
All right. Well, we'll finish up the story and
Oh, you just
everything.
got you got a super chat from your brother. He said, awesome
Greg,
job.
Greg, thank you. um. So, anyways, I'll go more in depth into the story because
Yeah,
the ending is obviously the best part.
right, right.
Um.
So
Someone
you guys
said,
did the first round, right?
missing pets are like missing people. Exactly, Lynn. So, you raised a good one, Jay. Thank you, Amy.
Thank you, Amy.
Yeah, your kids are great. Yeah, they're so supportive. I love it.
I know I have a really nice group. I really do. I have a really,
Um,
really nice, supportive, positive group of people.
yeah, no doubt about that. So anyways, we all went into our own ways, and I had contact with them. My phone signal was fine, so it was probably best for us all to go into our own direction and try to find the dog in the area, right? It was just spotted.
Mm-hmm.
So I was running like behind this person's like house, and there's this guy had a lot of property. I mean, and I saw paw prints everywhere, and I was
Uh-huh.
like, "There's no doubt this dog was running around in this area, and it's a big open space." So I ran towards the wooded area because I didn't spot the dog, obviously, and I ran towards the wooded area, and I did a little drone flight there. And when I did my drone flight there, I was looking in the direction I was in, the woods, and then I turned the drone and I saw this dog running north.
Oh my
Um,
god.
yeah, I saw the dog. And at first I thought it was a deer because I saw so many deer, but I was like, there's no way that's a deer. This dog is way smaller. I saw this little thing going, running, right?
And she's quick, huh?
Yeah, and she was kind of limping a little bit, so I was a
Aw.
little worried. Yeah, a lot of the neighbors were like, "She's limping," and that ended up actually just being she was running out of energy when she was running, so she
Aw.
was kind of limping it, like kind of like when you're sprinting and then you go to jogging and then you're sprinting, you know. So yeah, that's kind of. I saw the dog, so I was like immediately. I was like, "Hey, the dogs!" I was like, "The dog's going north. The dog's going north." So everybody was just like, everybody was like, "Go north, drive north now," you know. So
Oh my
what's
god.
funny is so I ran back to my car and I drove up to where everybody else was because I was kind of following them, and we parked, and this dog was running up to this car in this huge mansion. I mean, I'm talking when I say mansion, I don't say that lightly. This house was big. And this dog ran up their driveway,
Oh my
and
god.
there was these kids coming back from a skiing trip, and they were unloading their skiing stuff and everything. And this dog Ashes just ran up to them and started licking these kids, like kissing these kids. And
Aw.
right. It's kind of funny the way it ended. So this other lady, I didn't get her name. There was a lot of people. I got two names. I met a Brittany and I met a Sarah, and they were the ones that kind of kept in touch with me the whole ride. So but we get to this house or whatever, and they got the dog in the passenger seat, and they're like, you'll never believe what she was doing. She was licking these kids, and the family was like laughing. It was just like a happy ending to
Aw.
something that could have ended very badly.
In that
Um,
picture, she's smiling.
yes.
It's so cute.
And just to show like the gratitude and like the empathy that these people had for this guy's dog. I mean, they were all in tears. They were crying. I couldn't help but like, just that
Oh my
that
God, did you get choked up?
a little bit, yeah. It was
Aw.
hard because, you know, this dog, they were telling me everything about this dog. Like, oh, this is their like family dog. Like this is, you know, this is
This
not
is a
just
member of their
dog.
family.
Exactly. So we had Ashes in the passenger seat, which is the exact picture that's on the Ashes the border collie. I don't think she's a border.
What is
Did I?
she? You said,
I,
oh, Australian
I,
Shepherd.
Australian Shepherd, yeah.
Oh, I thought it was a
Yeah.
border collie. Let me
Well,
change that.
I mean that's whatever. But that picture right there is the first picture I took when I saw Ashes, and I was like, oh my goodness. Honestly, one of the most beautiful dogs I've ever seen in my life. And I mean, I love dogs, I love pets. I have a cat, that's it, but I can't take care of it. I can't afford to take care of a dog right now. I would if I could. But it was just he was or she was just so sweet, and you could tell the dog was just like, honestly, I felt like the dog was trying to find its owners. And when it saw the people coming out of their car like that, or when she saw the people coming out of the car, she just instantly rushed up to them. Like it was comfort, you know?
Aw. Oh my God. I gotta read this to you. So Jess in chat just said, I'd rather have one Ryan than 100 fake friends. He's so genuine, honest, caring, thoughtful, and he is seriously is amazing.
Well, I'm reading that along with you. Thank you, Jess.
Aw.
I really appreciate it. Let's see, we got some other
That's
comments.
really
You have a good
sweet to
heart.
say.
Thank you, Kara. I like to think that I just well, that's what they were telling me anyway. So after we found the dog, which I honestly did not expect to find this dog. I mean, we were at it for hours, and it was just a fiasco. And I was just like, man, like these people are really gonna have to like suffer like losing a dog to just having it run away, and that sucks. And I didn't have that doubt in my mind. That's why I kept going. I wasn't just gonna leave these people. I was like, I'm gonna help them at least until it's dark. And I told them, I even offered, I said, if it gets dark and, you guys need help tomorrow, I can come here first thing when you guys start searching tomorrow, and we can start from there. So I wasn't going to stop. I wasn't going to stop until this was resolved. So, I guess you could say I have a good heart, but I just say I have common sense, because it's common sense to help another one,
Yeah, but not everybody does, unfortunately. I'm very
What do
proud of you, and you did a
But
great
anyways,
job.
so
Oh,
we
go
got
ahead.
the dog.
Sorry.
Yeah, so the dog was in the passenger seat. We had that moment with the dog, the glorious, oh my God, he's finally here. It's funny because it's like you lose your dog for a day, and then you find your dog. Imagine how that feels. Imagine 3 or 4 days.
Oh my God. If Bella Rose is gone for like a half an hour, I'm flipping out.
They didn't lose hope.
So
And
she was gone for 4 days?
yes,
Wow.
4 days. And they don't know how she survived. She looked perfect. There's no wounds. Probably hungry as hell and already ate.
Well, people in the chat are saying those dogs are natural herders. So it sounds like she was trying to herd.
Lynn, it really was exhausting. I'm gonna go ahead and address that. I was super exhausted. I'm not used to running around in cold weather, and I smoke cigarettes, so it's also like I'm not used to just like sprinting like out of nowhere. So my heart was racing. I was sweating. I had to take my jacket off. Yeah, those are Funko Pops. I'm a huge Funko Pop collector. You can see I have a huge stack of them back there. But anyways, I just wanted to.
How far away from the house was she?
Well, that house that she ran up to was only a couple blocks down from where the dog sitters were. So so yeah, we all met back at the house, and she said, "All right, everybody go back. We're gonna go back to the house so we can like, comfort the dog and everything." Because dog was a little scared. Not scared. I think the dog was relieved, but I think it was a little stressed out. It survived because of the snow. That's interesting. OMG, I love Funkos, but it gets pricey collecting. You're telling me they make a new pop figurine that I want like every week.
He got me
It's
the Prince
ridiculous.
one for Christmas.
Yeah, it's a good gift thing. I'll show you guys some of my Funko Pops after I finish if they're interested. But
Yeah,
anyways,
some people don't know what they are, so.
they're pretty cool. They're like the Beanie Babies of our generation. But anyways, we went back to the house, and as I got out of my car, I got like 3 hugs from people, and they were just like hysterical. They were like, "Oh my god, we're so happy." They were like, "Thank you so much." And then one lady was like, "We wouldn't have found him without you." And
Aw.
I'm not used to getting like praise from anybody. I don't take that stuff like very well because I just feel like it's common sense to just help people out, like I said, and I didn't think that I didn't deserve like some crazy reward, but this girl, she gave me some cash out of her pocket and said thank you so much. She's like, I can't, they couldn't believe that I came all the way from Denver. Um um Teen Wolf ones cost so much. I'm not into Teen Wolf personally. Now you have tons of praise here too. You were
Aw.
acting from the heart. Yeah, I think that it was just me having I don't really get opportunities all the time to just do something nice.
Yeah,
It
that's
just
why I
makes me
told
feel
everybody last night because I thought that was like a really cool request you got. And I'm
you
like,
don't get that all the time. Ryan
right.
is a hero. Hello, Patina Poodle. Uh, Hi, Ann Hicks. I just want to address everybody commenting.
Now, did they say like why they were looking on Craigslist and how they came across your ad? Like, did they get the idea like, oh man, I wish somebody had a drone?
Well, yeah, kinda. This Sarah girl that I talked to, she was telling me that they had contacted multiple people that were advertising drone footage, and they didn't hear anything back within these past couple days, except for me. So, they said
Oh,
they told me I responded almost immediately. I responded to them like 20 minutes after they texted me as soon as I
nice.
so,
Well, there was a reason that they found you and that it worked out this way because somebody else just said, Alexis said, these opportunities help us grow. And it's
yeah,
true.
definitely. Even the smallest opportunities are good opportunities.
Yep. Yep. I agree, K Smalls. It was meant to be. And I think that's cool. And I like hearing that you get opportunities like this to help people. And it does. It makes us grow in the person that we are and the
Well,
things that we
I
do.
haven't had an opportunity like that in a long time just to help somebody out without expecting a reward or anything. It just makes you feel better about yourself.
It
Because
does.
for
It
so
does.
long I do things because I'm trying to make a living, because I'm trying to make money.
Well, like
And when you
everybody else. Yeah.
everybody else, exactly, everybody in this world. But when you do something just because you want to do it, it's a different motive, you know.
Yep.
Um I
Yeah.
want to
It
address
keeps us
Rachel's
humble.
comment. Ryan, people should help others, but people get so wrapped up in their own lives and feel like it's not their problem, so they don't want to get involved. Yeah, that's exactly what we were addressing earlier, I believe. Like, I completely agree with that. And I think that it's also part of human nature to just worry about ourselves and, oh, that's not my problem. Um, and that goes for, there's so many other things in this world we can do for each other than help each other find our pets. Help each other as humans. You see people on the side of the road stranded, stop and ask if they're okay. I mean,
Right.
that happened to me today. When I was flying my drone, this guy stopped and he asked if I was broken down and needed help. I mean, what if I was? There
Right.
would have been nobody else
Exactly.
around but him. So
Yeah.
there is
And
people
you know
like
what?
that.
There's little things too. And I have to tell this story. When I went to go see your
Thank you,
grandma
Rose.
at the hospital the other day, we were walking through the hospital and there was this lady like way far ahead of us. She was walking towards us, right? But
Yeah.
there was other people in front of us, and this lady had a walker and she had a bag in her hand and she dropped the little bag. And there was like 5 people that just kept walking. I mean, they clearly saw that she dropped this little bag. And I'm like, oh my God, how is this lady going to bend down, and pick this up? So I went over and grabbed the bag and handed it to her, and she was real thankful. But it's just like little things like that. People just keep walking.
Little things like that. People don't even bat an eye at it.
They don't.
just
They
go
don't.
about.
Because I think, my God, what if that was my mom and she dropped something and I would
Right.
want someone to help her,
I've had similar situations, honestly, recently, where I've like, I just think it's just crazy. Like we barely even hold the door open for each other anymore nowadays.
No, you're right.
We just don't have that common courtesy anymore.
Well, I like doing those things, and I know
Of
that
course,
people,
'cause
people notice that too, especially the older generation. They're so grateful when you do it because they're not used to people doing things anymore like that.
yeah.
Crystal wants to know how the dog got loose in the first place.
Well, the story I got from them was that they opened the door for a split second and the dog went running.
Jesus Christ.
And when I was talking to them, I was just like, oh man, like if only they had an invisible fence. And they were like, oh, well, they do have one at the owner's house, but not at the dog sitter's.
1 second, and then it turned into this 4-day fiasco.
Yeah, and it's very unfortunate for them because I couldn't believe the lady told me. She said, I've been out here since 5 a.m. looking for the dog, and it's approaching like 5 p.m. I said, you've been out here for like 10 hours. Like, I can see why they got desperate and wanted somebody with a phone or something.
Yeah. Well, you see Christopher Reed in the chat. I don't know if you heard me earlier, but that's my friend Jenny from Sebring. And she reminded me of a story of when she dog sat for me when we went somewhere, when we lived in Florida. I can't remember where. And I think it was not Slash. It was
Bella.
She said it was the little fat one, but we didn't have Slash down there. I don't. She said the little fat one got away. We didn't have Slash.
Was it Juliet?
It must have been Juliet, but they called me because, and you know what, K Smalls? They're Yorkies, yes. So she was dog sitting for me, and that's Christopher Reed in the chat. And I got a call that my dog was like a couple streets over. One was Bella and one was Juliet. It was Bella the Yorkie. So it was Juliet that got away. And I got the call wherever I was that my dog was. Yeah. So I had to call Jenny and tell her where my dog was so she could go get my dog. But this kind of reminded her of when my dog took off when she was watching my dog.
Yeah. And we know we've been through the same thing with almost every dog we've had, like running away.
Well, because the damn Yorkies especially.
Never like over a day, but just even a couple hours is like, it has you in a complete frantic, what am I going to do mode.
For sure.
It's like that's your pet.
Yeah.
I mean, pets are more than just things to keep for comfort. We take care of them for a reason. They're on this planet.
Oh my God. I thought Kara just said,
crazy,
I thought she said porn lover here. And it says, never mind. I need my glasses checked, I guess. I know. I thought it said porn lover. Like, wait a minute. Yeah.
Iranian.
Well, I thought this was a really good story to share because we did talk about it a little bit last night that you were going to be doing this today. And then when you were like, I found her and you called me, I was like, all right, we got to go and talk about this because we talk about true crime all the time. And it's always, it's sad and it can be depressing
it's
and
dark.
Yeah. So it's nice to hear about like a good story and something
every once in a while,
lighthearted. Yeah. Yes, for sure.
Definitely. But yeah, the dog was. I could tell just the dog was just like relieved, and I'm just glad that she's safe and sound. And they gave me some cash, which was like, I told them, I said, like, I don't need this, but of course they were all in tears. Oh my God, please take this. I had to, and it was just nice. It was a good day, I could say. I woke up, and I was having a semi bad day, and then I drove over to Franktown. I said, the best thing you could do when you're having a bad day is to help somebody else. It's gonna make you feel better about your day. It's gonna make you feel better about yourself. I've learned that through, just going through bouts of depression, which we all do at times.
Well,
You're
you
having a
have,
bad
you
day.
have, everybody is really surprised at how mature you are and how much insight you have. And, you've had a lot of life experiences in your 20 years that, most adults don't have. So I think, and this is what I think you would do amazing on your channel talking to people like you do here, like you have here tonight. And I
Yeah,
want you to think about that.
I have
Doing
no, I
some
have big
lives
plans.
and
I have big plans for my YouTube channel. It's not all going to be music videos, but I'm always going to be doing the music videos because that's what I specialize in. I kind of take my own music videos as practice for editing for other people, kind of like my practice, and then my other videos that I do for other artists, which I get paid for, that's my income. Um, then I have more experience, and it's like, oh, I learned how to do this and this. There's millions of things you
like I
can
really
do.
think that you could be like a life coach.
Oh, I can totally help people out, but there's there's no denying the fact that, like, how can somebody that needs a life coach be a life coach?
Well, I think everybody could use a life coach.
Yeah,
None of us are
I mean,
perfect.
I just
None of
but I
us
have big
are
plans.
100%. You just have really good insight, and I just think that you should think about that. Not even for youth. I mean, I appreciate that, Miss Sketch. I agree. Youth does need positive influences, but I
Yeah,
think that he, has good advice for people his age too, not just,
this
even
drone footage
younger.
would be awesome too. Yeah, I wanted to address a comment that I saw. Laura Lane said, "It sucks. One of my, I'm assuming, dogs went missing for a few days. We ended up finding a photo on social media. He was Mike's miles away already and got hit and already had eye surgery when I
Oh.
finally met the person who rescued him." See, I think
They went and
that
had surgery on the. Oh my goodness.
that just goes to show that's kind of like how this could have ended. This dog could have been injured.
I
Dog
know,
could have
but somebody actually went and had the dog fixed by
took their
getting
own money and
surgery
took
instead
their
of,
own.
oh yeah, just put it down here, take it to the shelter.
I'm from New York now. In Pennsylvania, all I see is mountains. The mountains are awesome, Paula, aren't they? Um, my dog once got out. We found him. Good, Candace. I'm glad it didn't turn into a 3 to 4 day fiasco. It's even the little things mean a lot to help if any way possible. That is what I've told all my kids. Thank you for being you, Ryan. Thank you. Sorry if I get this wrong. Bama Sister Secrets Crazy Crafter. That's a long one. Psychologists need psychologists. That is exactly what I was thinking. I was talking to my friend about that the other day. I was like, you ever think, like, does your counselor see a counselor? Or
Yeah.
has your counselor ever seen a counselor? Probably, yeah. But we can still use each other's help and insight. We all, even the people that need help, we also have good insight for
Well,
others.
it's funny because I work in the medical field, and all the social workers that I've met have probably the most baggage and like emotional baggage of people that I've met. And I think
But
because they have all that baggage, that's why they go into the line of work that they do.
my dog got stolen. I'm sorry, Kara.
Stolen. That's awful.
That happens though. They were worried about that happening today.
Yeah. I mean, especially when you have a purebred like that, people, that's what I'm saying. People might find it. And if it comes to them, like, if it was a family
Yeah.
where they came in, oh, they lick the kids and oh my God, what a nice dog. Some
Some people
people
would
might
just sell
keep
the
it.
dog.
Yep.
Some people might sell it. And that's sad to say, but that's how greedy people are for money.
Yeah.
They don't want to return it to the rightful owner or even attempt to. They'll sell it. But I think that community in Franktown, just a lot of great people, a lot of humbled people there. I've
Nice.
noticed that in this entire area that I live in, there's just a lot of humble people that are down to earth. And I think that's the reason why we found this dog. I mean, my drone obviously helped a little bit, but let's not sit here and give myself all the credit. These people have been out there since 5 a.m. Um, obviously, they were dedicated. They never gave up. So to the dog sitters and the community that helped, it was all of us as a team, and I think that's what we need more of in this world.
Lynn just said, Ryan, you could always advertise for a side job to find pets if you wanted to. You could always put that in your ad. Yeah.
Yep, Pugs is right. Yeah, I could throw it in my ad. It's just they were telling me, oh, you should make an ad. They were even telling me that too. But I don't know. I like to stick to my roots and do my music videos because that's what I do best. But if anything else comes up like this, and I might put out a different type of ad in a different category that I can help people with other types of things too. And maybe it'll just, opportunities like that always help us grow. Like that other person said, I forgot his name. Sorry. Hey guys, something good came out of Colorado.
Yeah. Yeah, hey, Alexis.
A lot of things.
Well, we've been following crime after crime in Colorado.
Not Chris Watts.
Chris Watts. Now we're following Patrick Frazee.
Patrick Frazee, is this a new case?
That is a newer case down in Woodland Park.
Are you guys focused on Colorado crimes?
What's that?
Are you guys focused on crime in Colorado, or is it?
No, it just so happened. It just so happened. So this guy, Patrick Frazee, he got arrested for his baby mama. She went missing Thanksgiving Day, and he got arrested for solicitation of murder. So he was trying to get someone to do it for him, and they have enough evidence to say that she is deceased, and they charged him with murder. So that's who Dad with a Phone. That's the case he's been following because he lives down there in Woodland Park, near Colorado Springs. Yeah.
Is there anything I could do with my drone to kind of?
Maybe he flew his. Well, Mike flew his over old Ma Frazee's house.
Drone.
Yeah, he has. Oh yeah, he's a dad with a phone and a drone. Yeah, and he does the same kind of work you do. He does weddings and stuff like that, videography for weddings and whatever they call them for. But
yeah, which I can do too. I just don't get inquiries. I got a fake inquiry for a wedding.
Yeah, one of those scams.
I haven't even lived here a whole year yet. So the opportunities are going to be still coming.
Wait, Kay Smalls just said, so a body was found in southern Colorado 12 hours ago, but they say there's no connection.
Yeah, autopsy is Wednesday.
See? Crazy shit going down in Colorado.
Well, with that being said, I want to address to everybody that's watching. We have 76 people in here. So I want to address to everybody watching. Don't look at Colorado as like a crime capital or something like that, because it definitely isn't. You come here and you will find yourself at peace with nature. There's so many humble people here. But the thing is, we're the second most populated city next to Los Angeles, surprisingly. We've grown so largely. The population here has grown. So when the population grows, crime goes up. Murder rate goes up.
Well, isn't it weird though that these two guys offed their significant others?
It happens everywhere.
It does.
It just doesn't get publicized.
I think why the second one, why the Frazee got attention, was because Watts was just wrapping up, and then all of a sudden she was missing.
The Watts case was actually, I think it was just more controversial because of how bizarre the story was.
And all of the social media, we had all of her footage, and everybody felt like they knew her from all of her lives.
They weren't a private, it wasn't a private relationship.
Right, it wasn't a private relationship in a private road.
Yeah, it was, but with that being said, like,
no, actually, we think Colorado is beautiful. Everybody here knows, and Everybody.
It's an amazing place to live. It is an amazing place to raise your kids. I can tell you that right now. It's so much diversity, especially now. It's a little pricey because of the population going up, which is sad. But at the same time, there's so much diversity here. I've been across all around the country. I can say that I'm only 20 years old and I've been to pretty much every state. And I've noticed, changes of attitude just by being in a different environment. I mean, there's a lot of work opportunity here. So with population coming in comes more work, uh, more pay. I mean, our minimum wage just went up. Um, but our living expenses are going up as well. So that kind of sucks. But with that comes with more pay and everything. So Colorado's a great place. A lot of crazy stuff just happens in the United States in general, and I think we really need to focus on less oh look, another thing happened in Colorado. Oh, that's Colorado for you. That's not.
It's kind of a running joke because we're actually having
Yeah.
our Colorado Crime Con out there in October.
Well, no doubt there's been a lot of
Florissa.
controversial crime here. I mean, starting with just thinking about back to the Columbine shooting in '99.
Yeah.
That was the first time that we ever had a really crazy massacre in America that was blown up by the media.
Yeah, and when I went out to see Ryan, we went to the memorial, and then we crept over to the high school, and it was 11 o'clock at night, and it was creepy. I got creepy vibes.
It's a very different. It's different for people that come in from out of state to look at the memorial there. Not to get into the whole Columbine thing. I know everybody probably doesn't want to hear about it, but we're just talking about the memorial real quick. The people that have lived here in I live in Lakewood, but I'm literally, it's like Littleton and then Lakewood. It happened in Littleton. That's where the memorial is, right behind the high school. It's actually a beautiful memorial. It really is. If you go there and you don't cry, you don't have a heart, because it's very, very, very
it's really moving.
Punctures your heart.
Yeah.
It really does. It gets to you, and it makes you think a lot. It makes you realize how lucky you are to just. It makes you realize you're lucky to be looking at this memorial and not to be a part of this memorial, and that goes for anything like that. But yeah, we went there, and it was just kind of what I wanted to explain was the people of Littleton, the people that have always gone to school here, the people that were born here and grew up here and were raised here. It's a different perception to them, because to them it was okay, we're going to take back our high school. We're not going to let these kids, these two maniacs who committed ultimately, took their own lives, ruin our high school and our history and the Columbine High School. It's a very, very sporty school. It's kind of like one of those schools where you'll see the sporty people get favored by the teachers and the staff, and that's the way it is at most high schools, though, I think. But I think they have really good teams. So it was kind of the people that lived here when that happened. I think they were just more no, screw that. We're taking back our school. We're going to come together as a community and heal this. We're not going to destroy the school and then go build another school somewhere else. That's not even, that would be just a waste of money. And I think that, the people that have grown up here, going that memorial to them is just second nature. Oh, that happened years and years and years and years ago. But when people like us, that aren't Colorado natives, and we see stuff like that, we've only heard about it through the media. We've only heard about it through YouTube videos. I mean, they even made a movie where and it's kind of disturbing, but they even made a movie where they had all people dressed up and reenacting the shooters. I just don't think things like that need to be made. And I guess it's just personal opinion.
Well, movies are made on
Littleton
real life events,
There's good education here for sure. The school systems here, I mean, I have friends here that have obviously graduated here. And
Darlene just asked you a question.
Darlene, how did you come to move there? Well, that's a great question. I have had like I had two friends here who I was visiting very frequently from Michigan. And I'm just gonna do this. I don't want to go into a huge story and waste the entire podcast saying, but a couple friends here, and they would offer to, let me stay for free, and I wanted to get out of Michigan because it just, as much as Michigan has kind of I've grown up there and I've met a lot of my best friends there. Um, I was mostly, I could say that like I was mostly raised in Florida, and I was born in Michigan, raised in Florida. Is kind of how my life was. So I moved back to Michigan after living in Florida, and then yeah, I moved back to Michigan, and I'm just like, man, like I don't really fit in here. And I moved back in 8th grade, and that went on for years, just feeling like, oh my God, I don't fit in with any of these people. I don't go hunting. I don't, I'm not interested in the same you guys are. I'm a geek. It's just, I'm artsy. There's just not many kids like that out there in Michigan. And there is, but there's not many. And I just felt so out of place. I just felt like a misfit in school, especially. Just felt like such a misfit. Anyways, so I was living at my grandmother's house at the time, and I started doing a lot of traveling. The first big travel I did, I can remember, is I took a bus up through the East Coast to New Hampshire to meet one of my best friends who recently passed away, and this was actually his hat. He recently passed away in a car accident. So yeah, drive safe out there, people. I've lost too many to car accidents. But anyways, not to get all sad. I met him there, and then after that, I started flying places because I stopped at New York on my way back, and I stopped in Times Square, and I walked out into Times Square, and I was like, oh my God, I was like, this is a completely different world. I've never seen anything like this in life. And it really opened my my mind to just expand, and I just wanted to see different places. So I ended up having I ended up getting two great friends in Colorado, and I came out here for my first time and visited my friend Sean, and I stayed with him for maybe a week and a half or something. And oh my God, I absolutely fell in love with it out here. Um, just the mountains and everything. It was like a whole nother world. It just felt like more peaceful. I just felt more like I could relate. I don't know if that was just because my friend made me feel so comfortable when I first came out here. Um, but it started to feel like home. I came here 5 or 6 times, and it just started to feel like home.
Ryan,
And
read what Ridgeback Mom said.
okay. I'm sorry. I'm trying to keep up with the comments
No,
and
it's
talk.
okay.
That's awful, Ryan. I am a retired traffic accident investigator. I've seen
I think she means too much. Yeah.
Yes, I've seen too much as well, and it's really sad because people's lives get cut short because of a simple mistake in a car. It's horrible. But anyways, so I kept coming here, back and forth, and it was just like I had it embedded in my mind for a while. I was like, I really want to move there one day, and then I came out here for a long time. It was like a couple weeks I was staying, and then I extended my trip another week because I didn't want to leave. And I ended up meeting a girl here. And whenever I came back to Michigan, it's more personal family stuff that I don't really want to get into. But things were just kind of not working out with my living situation. It was just getting like to the point where I was just like, man, I just really want to get out of here. So I took all the savings I had and got an apartment out here with this girl I met. And I'm not gonna get into details, but I'm currently living with my girlfriend now, and we're both pretty happy. I mean, we're definitely like just living like month to month, and struggling to get by at times, but the struggle is what makes us who we are, and it teaches us life lessons that we need to learn sometimes the hard way. And living out on my
You
own has
always learn
here
them the hard way. Let me
always,
just
yeah.
say.
But
I did
it's
too,
such a
though.
beautiful place out here. I'm telling you right now, it's just you come out here and you go downtown and you go into the mountains. There's just so much to do, so much to see, so much opportunity, so many humbled, laid back people. You don't you think back to where you live and you're like, oh my God, where am I living? So
Ridgeback mom said, "Welcome to Colorado," so she lives out there too.
oh, cool, cool. Yeah, a lot of people live out here, have lived out here for a long time, and they're so shocked at how much it's boomed, how much the population is. And it's not all because of the marijuana legalization either. I mean, there's so many other reasons. The marijuana legalization has provided funding for education and all sorts of things for the communities here. Teachers are getting paid more. Um, so, it's just that was a really good thing, not just for, oh, I'm going to go there and I want to smoke a joint. It's more like, oh, I'm a teacher and that's a really good place.
Uh-oh. Did we lose Ryan? I think I'm still here. Can you guys still hear me?
Anytime soon. Yeah, I can
Oh,
hear you.
uh-oh, we lost you. You froze up for a minute there.
Oh, I'm sorry. It said my internet connection was unstable.
Oh,
Sorry. I
okay,
run on a hotspot, so
we're
it's
back. We're back. Okay.
sorry. I was just concluding that it's a great place to live, and I love it here, and I don't want to leave anytime soon.
Oh, Michelle, that's so sweet.
Oh, thank you so much, Michelle Van Cat Hill.
And look what
Is
she
that
calls you.
for Boo? Keep your uniqueness. It's been a pleasure listening to you. Wise beyond your years. It's
Everybody
funny.
knows you as Boo, by the way.
That's okay. That's okay.
You're always
It's
going to
okay.
be Boo to me.
It's
So,
okay.
people
Thank
that
you
know
so
me.
much, Michelle.
Yeah, it's very
I,
sweet. Thank you, Michelle.
I just I just get overwhelmed when people show like support like that. It's like
It's very nice, isn't it?
it's just like I don't know. I don't know what to say sometimes to stuff like that. All I can say
See,
is
I
thank you.
agree, Beth. And thank you. That is a compliment to me, but it's also a compliment to him. She says, "What a fine son you have." He needs to really keep up the YouTube thing. As I can
My
tell, he
buddy
has a
tells me
lot to
to.
offer his generation. Yeah, I am very
Yeah,
proud. He's
I'm
smart.
telling you right now, my YouTube channel this year, last year I didn't have the opportunity to really dive into what I wanted to do because I was so preoccupied with other things in my life. Like I had just graduated. Um, I had a lot of weight on my shoulders. I was kind of helping take care of my grandparents a lot and doing a lot of like shopping and running around. And it was constantly something. And there was constantly something going on around me. And I couldn't focus on it. And now that I live on my own, I have a little bit more freedom. So I've been uploading. I uploaded I think like 10 to 15 music videos or something like that. And some of my music videos I take very seriously, and then some of my music videos are just like, hey, I'm gonna do a quick edit and let's see how it turns out. But I plan on taking the channel much further than that, and this is what nobody knows yet. But this year, what I plan on doing with the channel is I'm gonna be doing a lot of like product stuff. Like I have like I don't know if anybody in here is familiar with Gundams, but that's literally what I have tattooed on my hand is a Gundam, and I want to do like Gundam building on my YouTube channel and a lot of nerdy stuff. So if you're like a nerd, then you'll probably enjoy the rest of the content on my channel. The music videos are probably going to end up being like a side thing. I just love doing like I literally make music just so I can make music videos sometimes.
I think you should go on and do lives
Oh, no, I
like
totally
this.
do. No, I will totally like I plan on doing stuff like that in the future. It's just a process. And I have to, kind of build up what is my content going to be. And I'm going to have a lot of different types of content. but I kind of want to stick to one, at least stick to one thing generally. But
Okay,
I plan on
Melissa
doing.
B wants to know, how do you describe your music?
Oh man. Okay. So I started off, uh, I was basically interested in playing guitar back in elementary school, I think. Yeah, in elementary school.
Yep.
And I did guitar lessons and everything. And I'm just gonna say this.
He was
I
playing
give
AC/DC back when he was in
Yeah.
elementary.
I was I was super, the thing is, how do I describe my music? That's the question.
Oh yeah, sorry.
How do I describe it? Um, I would describe it as a self-expression. Um, whatever emotion I'm feeling is whatever I'm gonna be writing. And a lot of it might be raunchy. A lot of it might be like, did he just say that? But then a lot of it is just like, oh, like this song's really sad, or this song must have a deeper meaning, or I just go based off of how I feel. Whatever I feel is how I write. And I'm like a super huge Nirvana geek. So like I'm really into like Kurt Cobain. I watched all his documentary biography. And I kind of, I don't want to compare myself, but I do in terms of like work ethic and when it comes to the music. Um because he didn't know what he was making, and I feel like I'm in the same position. I don't really know what I'm making. I just make what I feel comes to my mind. I mean, I produce my own instrumentals, so everything you hear, all the instruments come from me. um but it's whatever draws. Sometimes something will draw inspiration, but the way I would describe my music is just pure self-expression. And that's what I've been going towards. Because when I first started recording myself, obviously I wasn't very good. I was young. I didn't know what I was doing. And I didn't know what to write about. But I've always been a natural writer. That's always come to me. And I like to, it's kind of like writing stories. And so I think, yeah, Tanny
You're getting a
Mitchell said,
ton of comments, yeah,
Ryan will
questions.
figure out, I'm going to address these. I love Nirvana. My favorite shirt is a smiley face. Yeah, I have Nirvana right there. And every single one of their records possible and all the DVDs. But anyways, Ryan will figure out his style and delivery over time. Exactly. Um, but I feel like I can't stick to one style because one day I wake up and I'm like, okay, I want to play a riff on my guitar and I want to sing and I like to sing very lightly. I don't like to sing very loud or anything, but I mean, I have a new album coming out tomorrow, or tape, EP, whatever you want to call it. It's 5 or 6 songs, and there is a song on there where I'm kind of like singing very very loudly, and you don't get that very often from me because I like to sing very lowly, and so anyways, trying to address this. There's a couple other things I want to go over before I hop
Do you
off
like
of here.
crime too, like your mama?
Yes, I do. Yes. I have a deep sense of empathy when it comes to it, and it makes me very emotional. It does take it takes an emotional toll on me. Like when I really dug into the Chris Watts story as you were digging into it when it first started,
Uh-huh.
um, then I started to hear the details about like what he did to his daughters, and just I didn't want to believe that dude was a monster. I wanted to believe that there was more to the story. You always want to believe that there's something more moral to this, but there just isn't. And and this
Yeah.
guy was, I mean, this guy was confessing but lying at the same time. I watched it all. I saw the they did the lie detector test and he was lying. And it's just like at that point, how can you even bring yourself to try to lie? How can you go and live a new life after you've murdered people?
I know, it's hard to even wrap your brain around it.
I mean, if you think about it, if you were to murder somebody who was for example, somebody that was wanted for murder and was obviously a threat, I would still feel guilty as hell. Even
Right,
if you
right.
killed somebody who was a maniac. Like police have to respond to shootings all the time and they shoot people and whatever, or they get in the shootouts. I would feel immense guilt just for shooting, just for hurting any human being. So to hurt your own blood, that is just that shows
For
that
a new
there's
start, yeah.
I cannot believe that story. And I know everybody in here has probably heard about it a million times
Oh
and then
yeah.
every detail about it. And I don't know every detail about it, but I know a lot. I know enough to know that
We still talk about it. I mean,
it's just so bizarre. I mean, is the verdict? Isn't he getting the death penalty?
no, because he confessed he took a plea deal. He's getting life in prison. So no
He'll
parole.
end up.
He'll die there.
You know what sucks is that some prisons actually treat their prisoners okay.
I don't think he's gonna do bad in prison. I think he was used to being told what to do. I think he'll be totally comfortable with that. Um
Ryan, you are awesome, just like your mom. Good to know there's still good people out in the world. Thank you so
oh,
much,
Shanna
Shanna
Banana. I know, I love her.
You really have the best.
Don't I have the greatest? I do. I do. They're so nice.
This is a great community, and not just because of donations, just these people commenting is
Right.
just,
I mean, we have like no trolls. We don't have assholes coming in here. Everybody is respectful and positive. I love it.
well, I think we can also, it's also a good thing. You meet a lot of like-minded people when you do this sort of thing.
Right, right.
But what I wanted to go over.
Well, there was one other question I wanted to address.
Okay, go ahead.
She's let me go back and find it.
I was just listening to
They
you.
wanted a sample of your music.
It's hard to give a sample of my music when I go from like one extreme to the other. I mean, I can pull up a sample of my music. That's fine.
Oh, look at what your brother said. There's assholes. We just get rid of them.
Oh, I just got an update on Ashes.
Oh,
he ate and he passed out hard, is what they said.
Let me see.
He is.
Oh my God, she's out like a light.
She is snoozing. I keep saying he.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Anyways, what was I?
You were gonna get a sample real quick, and then you were gonna go over what, the other thing you wanted to talk about.
Yeah, I wanted to address a little bit more because they were asking me what brought you out to Colorado, and I kind of wanted to, tell them a little bit about what brought me out here. And
all right, I'm gonna let you entertain them for a second, and then I gotta go use the facilities.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna give you guys a sample of I have a lot of music that's just kind of like I don't care, like I write whatever I want to write. And then I have songs that are more emotional. It just depends on how I'm feeling. Pull up a song that means a lot to me, and the reason I wanted to pull up this song in particular, it's called "Bad News." It's because I built it from the ground up, from scratch, and it turned out to be something I never imagined I could have made. I drew a lot of inspiration from music I was listening to at the time, like a lot of old Nirvana demos and a lot of Terry Jacks. "Seasons in the Sun" is one of my favorite songs of all time. And when my friend Sean passed away, who I was talking about earlier, he also had a Gundam tattooed on his hand, so that's why I decided to get the Gundam tattoo. He passed away in July, and he was one of the main reasons I wanted to move here. It was very unexpected. It was I was hanging out with him the night before. We had plans to go bike riding and all that stuff. So when his death happened, it took a toll on me. I lost my job, and then I just started kind of struggling a lot with my mental health. I had agoraphobia. I still have agoraphobia, but I'm working on it. Obviously, I mean, I went out and looked for a dog today, so that was great. But this song I kind of made in memory of him. I was just this entire song was just like me spilling out my emotions. I just didn't know any other output, so I'll just give you guys a little sample. This is like my lo-fi. This is the sound I want to go for. I like lo-fi guitar, and this is me playing guitar and all that. So. I don't know. That's not the mic. I hope that's not too loud. I'm gonna pull up the comments on my computer so I can talk to you guys. I'm not gonna make your ears bleed too much longer. Yeah, I love Bones. I've anyways, that's just a sample of my yeah, I love Bones. You sound like Lil Peep. I get that all the time. But I draw a lot of inspiration from just so many different things I listened to growing up. There's just so much that I want to make. But you guys can just look me up on YouTube, honestly. If you just look up my name, Ryan Hines, Ryan Space Hines, I have tons of music videos. Some of those music videos aren't even on my main channel. I have a friend who uploads a lot of my videos for me. So if you guys want to like dig deeper into like my whole like musical world, then definitely just all you got to do is look up my name, and you know, you can kind of get a general basis of like, oh, he does this and that and that. Because you know, I play instruments. I got a couple guitars over here. I've always had a passion for music, and even though I'm not the greatest at it, it's always gonna be my favorite outlet for just anything that happens in my life. It's self therapy. It's a great way. It's a fantastic way to express yourself. Yeah, I agree. I think there's so many musically inclined people out there that are afraid to use their voice. They're afraid to keep themselves. They're afraid to put themselves out there. And that makes me sad because in society today we're so criticized. But yeah, the link I think they've been the moderators have been putting it there. If you guys want to check out my link, I have. I'm like
I'm back.
echoing. I'm echoing, Mom. Through your
Oh,
thing.
sorry.
It's
Because I
okay.
was listening on my phone.
Yeah, I like acoustic too. I'm working on 3 different projects right now, and I have a project coming out tomorrow. And with that project tomorrow, I'm doing a music video for every single song on there. And then my other 3 projects, I get way too ahead of myself. Like I always have something to work on. But I'm doing an acoustic project, uh, and I kind of did a demo. It's on my YouTube. It's called Sleep. That's an original that I made, but I plan on just doing like a lot of acoustic covers. So I mean, if you guys want to go on my channel, and you know how you can go to the channel and you can post comments on my channel itself, any request for the acoustic project I'm going to do, it's at least going to be like 15 to 20 tracks. So if you guys want to hear me sing, um, hear me sing and play guitar to like any song request, I'm open to hearing them, because there's a lot of songs that I want to do, but there's also a lot of songs that I feel like I'm gonna forget about. A lot of songs that people love.
His cat's name is Wizard.
Wizard, yeah, he's a little wizard. um, when did we adopt him?
June. It was
back,
June.
back in June. He's the sweetest cat. He really is. He doesn't destroy anything.
Oh, Belly Dancer must have just joined.
Belly dancer.
She said, "Whose dog is that was found?" I'm so confused.
Okay. So to catch you up to speed, we're not going to tell the whole story over again because I think you can watch the live when it's over.
Yeah, they can rewatch it after we're done.
Cool, you can watch the replay. But I had a drive out. Like I had to drive like an hour away, with my drone to help this group of people find a missing dog. And then the owner of the dog was in Thailand, out of the country, I think for a business trip. And this dog was missing for 4 days, and I brought my drone up there and we spotted the dog, and the dog ran north, and we ended up finding the dog. So it was a pretty interesting lighthearted story. I just think it's just something that we don't hear. and I was brought on here to talk about it.
Yeah, I thought we should talk about some good news for once.
You like Mac? Are you talking about Mac Miller? If you're talking about Mac Miller, I'm gonna get really emotional. Yes, I love Mac Miller. His birthday was yesterday, and he should still be alive. That's all there is to it. People have no filter. At least you have inspiration and always being creative. Yeah, I always draw inspiration from something, but I'm not gonna lie. There is definitely times where I feel stumped and just like, oh, I don't want to do anything. But I feel like those are the times where I force myself out of the slump is when I do my best. You will not criticize you, so don't worry about the trolls. Sometimes constructive criticism is good for us all. We'll keep making music. You're very talented. Thanks, Melissa. Passion is everything. I agree, Charlene. Just subs. Thanks, Ridgeback Mom.
I did, Honey Boner. I gave John his links a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, she said she listened to Dracula Dragonberry. That's one of my more aggressive, angry songs. I like, it's so fun to just like I'm not typically an angry person, but like when I can let it out in my music, it's kind of like I have that bottled up any bottled up emotions I have, you can let out with your voice and writing. It's awesome. I have 2 cats and dogs, myself, and a turtle. I used to have a turtle when I was little, and I did not like taking care of him because his tank smelled terrible. I love reptiles, but I can't take care of them. I am just not a reptile person.
No, you're not. He had a turtle as a kid, and he wouldn't touch it to clean the turtle cage.
He said, "You pimp that out, man. It's expression. Let it out. Exactly. It's non-destructive. That's when you hit the mountains and get lost for a while. Hey, that's a kind of a good idea. I need to go like hiking more. Before winter started here, I was doing a lot of biking and hiking, checking out parks around here, going up in the mountains. That gave me so much inspiration, a lot of energy, a lot of drive. I was eating really good, which is also another important thing. If you're gonna do anything in your life, try to focus on anything. Put your mind towards any goal. You have to take care of yourself. Like you have to eat decently. You have to get outside and get exercise no matter what. I can't just sit in my house all day and be inspired all the time. It doesn't work like that. You draw inspiration from life experiences and just seeing things. I mean, just me, like whenever I call an Uber to go downtown Denver, I'll just be sitting in the back seat listening to like an instrumental I made or something, and then I'll just be like, I'll come up with something in my head and be like, wow, that's really catchy. Oh, I should write this down. And it's always those weird moments where you don't expect it. Definitely not a reptile person. Yeah, Bella, it's just I can appreciate them, but I'm not gonna hold snakes. I don't like they're just slimy and I don't know. I don't like frogs too much. I'm not into that.
I don't like frogs at all. Like, I'm petrified of frogs and toads.
Feeling makes the music. It's really nothing without a mode of energy. Exactly, Charlene. I mean, that's what it comes down to. You can just hear it in somebody's song if they're actually like emotionally and musically inclined, other than they felt like they were forced to do that. They're just not warm and fuzzy. Yeah, they're not. They can be cool though. Bearded dragons are really cool. I have a friend that has a bearded dragon in Michigan, and he's really big. But I can't hold him. I just can't do it. It's a phobia, I guess. But I mean, I have held like lizards and stuff, but like, I just can't hold snakes and big bearded dragons. But they're totally cool. They're totally interesting. I'm a cat person. As funny as that sounds, it's like I'm mainly a cat person. My cat just sits in my lap, comforts me, takes care of himself. I feed him when he needs to be fed. I give him treats when he deserves them, and he doesn't do much else.
Look what Ridgeback Mom said.
Let me see this. I have tons of land. We're on the river, and you are welcome anytime. 45 minutes from Littleton and Bailey. That's awesome. You're on the river. What river are you on exactly? Is it just a river like behind your house? Um, what can you when you can get salmonella from them, the cute factor goes down. Yeah. Good point. That's my daughter as well. She hikes all the time here in Arizona, specifically Flagstaff, and she has been vegan for a while now. Thumbs up to that. I if I could afford to go vegan, I would do it in a heartbeat. But going vegan, you really, really, really got to watch what you buy, and you have to make sure you're getting your proteins, or you can become very unhealthy. Me personally, I'm underweight, so I have to make sure I'm keeping enough calories in. And most vegan foods are low on calories and stuff like that. So it's not an ideal diet for me at the time, but it's the healthiest diet you can get. So tell your daughter, definitely thumbs up to that. I don't know how Chris Watts sleeps at night. Me neither, Paula. I don't think he does. I think he has nightmares probably. Um, that dude's he's living it's hell on earth for him. As much as we might see him acting normal, I mean, look at Nicholas Cruz, the shooter from Parkland, Florida. He says he deeply regrets, and he says demons made him do what he did, and he's seen in his cell. He's like in a cell away from everybody else. I'm pretty sure Chris Watts would be too, right? Like, what do they call it? Solitary.
He's not in solitary. He's in
He's
general
not, huh?
population, but he's with other murderers.
Yeah, yeah. Um, I'm trying to get to these comments. I don't want to ignore any of you guys. How do I feel about tarantulas? I'm gonna be honest. They are cool. They are very cool. But oh my god, I had a friend who had a tarantula at one point. It's funny because I keep saying, "Oh, I had a friend." I had a friend who has had like every single pet imaginable, and I could not touch this tarantula. No way. But very, very cool. They're very, very cool. I like to look at them, but I don't like to touch them. Cats, you. I agree. I agree. Um, a vegan here. Oh, thumbs up to that. Veganism is such a good thing for our bodies and just staying away from fast foods. What else do we have? Cats love human food. My cats do. Cats. I've never fed my cat anything. My meals. I don't think. Not that I recall. I do get organic food for my cat though. I try not to feed my cat that processed like the red 12, like the food dye stuff. Um I don't do spiders. Yeah, I really don't either. Um yeah, my cat doesn't like human food. He doesn't go after human food ever. Can't recall him doing that once, honestly. Um they put him with the same type of criminals. Okay. Yeah, so Chris Watts is just he's just he's just I'm sorry for my language. He's just a shitbag along with a bunch of other shitbags. That's all there is to it.
Who's that?
Well, I was talking about Chris Watts.
Oh, okay. Sorry,
I'm
I had
so
to step
sorry.
away.
I'm so sorry about your friend. Yeah, Paula, it sucked because I moved out here and he was like my best friend out here. I lived with him for like a month, and he was a great guy, and he taught me so much. He's the reason I'm into this music video editing thing that I am. He taught me how to do everything behind the camera. Um, we've worked together. We were pretty much brothers. Um, Jay, totally hear you. Think life coaching is a natural talent for Ryan. Feeling inspired. Need to take much better care of myself. Eat better. Get out more. Let out some creative flow. Totally, Charlene. Yeah. Um, you know, it's kind of funny though because a lot of the time I find myself thinking like I really need to take my own advice because I give my friends great advice. At least I hope so. At least I think I do. But I talk to so many people in my life and I just give them the best guidance I can. But at the same time, I need guidance at times. And that's why we all need to be able to give each other some type of but yeah, I think I'm a good talker. I guess I can give myself that. Above everything else that I do creative wise, eventually I do think I want to go to college for psychology and get maybe like a bachelor's or like a master's degree in psychology and get my own office. And I want to be a counselor for troubled kids from ages like 12 to 20, from anywhere from, you know, basically the hardest years of your life where people should be having fun, but instead they're going through trauma. I want to help people through trauma. I want to be a trauma counselor for kids and troubled kids, you know. 24 hours, not one cigarette. Hey, that's pretty good.
That's a great thing. Guess
I
what?
went a whole week.
I'm on day 44, 45 or something like that.
I can't believe you did it, Mom, because
I did it.
I mean, I can because you've done it so many times before. Guys, she has quit smoking several times. So it doesn't surprise me that she quit, but she went from smoking like a pretty good amount to
like a
nothing
pack a
at all.
day. I was doing a pack a day.
And that's what I wanted to do this year, go for it. That's what I started off this year, no cigarettes as well. But I went a week without cigarettes and I was just like, I wasn't like sitting there like, oh my God, I need a cigarette. Like it wasn't like that for me. I smoked a little bit in high school, and when I quit smoking in high school, it wasn't a problem for me. But I think part of that is because I got into the whole medical marijuana thing, and that was like obviously better than cigarettes, and it was actually medicinal for me instead of just, oh, I'm gonna smoke a cigarette because I'm stressed out, and then it's just an unhealthy smoke in your lungs, So, my psychology, yeah. I don't think that's gonna happen this year anytime soon. I'm going for a different route in my life, but I'm saying that's something I definitely want to do in the future when I'm an adult and I have the financial, status to do so. Because I just want to help a lot of young trauma survivors. I want to focus on that because there's so many kids out there like me that suffer from immense trauma at a young age, and then it affects them going into their 20s. Like I don't feel like a normal 20-year-old. I don't feel like I'm not going to turn 21 and go to the bar and get drunk because I just don't want to. I need to quit. It's so hard. And Hicks, I think the best advice, and this is coming from somebody who smokes I smoke like one cigarette a day or one cigarette every 2 days now. I've really slimmed it down. I used to smoke like 3 or 4 a day, but that was back when my friend died and I was stressed out. Just Marlboro is going to stop making cigs. That's definitely false.
Pugs. I wanted to answer Pugs. No,
never give up that dream.
I'm not using the patch anymore. I used it for a couple weeks and I didn't need it after that couple weeks. I have put one on like one day, like, oh, I'm feeling like I want to smoke or whatever, but not like every day. So not on the patch anymore.
Greg, it's a shame that they're not Camel coupons, because I would use the Camel ones. I hate Marlboros. But anyways, I heard they were going to cannabis hemp base. Marlboro will never stop making cigarettes.
They're not going to use they might make something additional, but
yeah, they might dab into the medical marijuana industry, but they aren't going to stop making Marlboro Reds. And no, that's like the top selling cigarette in America. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
They're making so much money off killing people.
Thank you, Pugs. Try the patch. My doctor actually prescribed them for me, and it didn't cost anything. Insurance paid for it, so
I can give people a little bit of advice with quitting cigarettes. Is number one, when you're quitting cigarettes, for me, I'm a very homebody person. I like to be at home most of the time. So I sit around a lot, I lounge around a lot. And that's when that's when you crave a lot. But if you get out and exercise, it sounds so cliche, but that really, really helps. You go for a run, go biking, go skateboarding, go rollerblading, whatever it is you do that you could do outdoors. And I know everybody most of everybody can probably go on a walk, get a breather, go on a walk, go set a goal for yourself every day. And at the end of the day, it's like, hey, that's one cigarette I didn't smoke. And if you're having trouble getting off smoking and you feel like you can't do it, wean yourself off, give yourself.
Yeah, like I said, I told them before, I said, if you smoke one day and, don't think you have to smoke a whole pack, just, get right back on the bandwagon.
If you smoke 10 a day, half a pack, which is to me is a lot because I've never been at that point. But if you smoke 10 a day, if you can reduce that to 8 a day, pat yourself on the back for that. And then eventually reduce it to 6 a day. Oh, I'm serious. No, I'm serious. This is a serious thing. Like, it's something that, like,
no, it's true. You got to start somewhere,
It can take somebody over for the rest of their life. But if you just go through it slowly, just like people do with prescription medications, because you're going to be going through withdrawals, just like you do.
I think I fell into like a depression quitting smoking. Yeah. I think I probably should have stayed on the patch. Like, I was on the middle strength. I think I should have went through the whole process of going through the middle one, then tapering down to the lesser one, because I really feel like I put my body into somewhat of a shock. And I could not keep my eyes open. I just wanted to be in bed. It was like I was depressed. And it was hard. Ridgeback said, we're on the North Fork of the South Platte River. Rawhide fly fishers. Look up kayaking Bailey Canyon on YouTube. Some shots go through our property.
Let me go back to that comment. Oh, I see it. I'm going to screenshot that comment so I can refer back to it.
Pretty cool. Sounds beautiful.
Yeah, I like kayaking. I haven't done that in a long time. I stopped smoking cigarettes for over a year, then I caved. I mean, I stopped for like 3 or 4 years and then I caved. But it wasn't like caving. It wasn't like, those years I wanted a cigarette. I didn't care about cigarettes for those years. I was off them. I was like, I didn't even think about them. But then, something happened in my life where I got super stressed out and my friend had cigarettes and I asked for one. So it was just kind of like I'm just going to smoke one because I'm stressed right now. I won't touch them again. Next thing you know, I bought a pack, right? That's how it goes.
Yeah, it does.
But if you can just like cut down your smoking, that's like a really good thing. Give yourself credit for even doing that, because it's
Candace says, I can't skate or bike, never learned, but I can play basketball. Well, that's exercise for sure.
Basketball is fun. I mean, personally, I love shooting hoops.
Oh my God, Winky, I used to work for RJ Reynolds, which made Camels. I handed out t-shirts at clubs and samples and packaged cigarettes. It was fun while it lasted. I also worked on the Wiener Mobile. Lots of fun for sure.
Yeah. Well,
now, Winky is our lady that does a lot of impersonations and sound effects. And she does Bart Simpson like perfect. Winky, can you call in and do your Bart Simpson and then do your baby cry, and so Ryan can hear your impersonations?
She can do a voice impersonation of Bart Simpson.
You got to hear this lady. Call Winky.
That's I'm a huge Simpsons fanatic. Do you understand that?
I understand. Okay, Winky.
I have Bart Simpson. I actually have Bart Simpson on my arm.
Okay, she's going to call in. All right, so the call-in number is 529-587-8423. Oh, her sound effects are awesome. You're going to love her.
I was going to say, I think Camels, like, I don't want to say this in front of all these people that are trying to quit smoking, but Camels are like my go-to cigarette. I hate Marlboro.
Yeah, can we not talk about cigarettes anymore?
Let's not talk about the brands.
Let's not.
I just wanted to address that because I those are the ones that I always.
I don't think he watches Snapped like I do. No, an ID channel.
Snapped. No, I don't have cable. And I don't watch a lot of stuff. It's crazy. People are always asking me, hey, have you seen this movie? This movie? I'm like, no, I've never seen that movie because I just don't watch movies.
Yeah, he doesn't really watch shows like that.
I watch Star Wars.
He's not heavy into true crime like I am. Like,
but I really do get sucked into it.
He gets sucked into it. Like if I tell him about one, like, whoa, tell me more about that, you know. Laura says, I started smoking cigarettes first, then I started smoking weed and haven't smoked cigarettes since.
Weed will help you smoke cigarettes. I mean, it's not the healthiest alternative because any type of smoke going into your lungs is not good for you. But the thing is that we have devices such as this. This is actually a CBD, and I don't know if you guys are familiar with CBD.
Oh, they are. Yep.
This is a CBD cartridge that I got from a dispensary right down the street here. And you see this cartridge. You probably can't read it, but it has a CBD oil in it, and you charge it with a USB. And whenever you put the cartridge in, it recognizes it. And this thing has helped me reduce cigarettes multiple times. Oh, here she is.
Hey, Winky.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Thank you for calling in. We always make Winky call and do her voices and stuff. All right, so what do you want to do first, Winky?
I'll probably do my Bart since he likes Bart Simpson.
Okay.
Don't have a cow, man. Lisa, Homer, nobody better lay a finger on my Butterfinger. Eat my shorts. Whoa, mama. Ay, caramba.
Isn't that amazing?
That's like, that reminds me of my friend who can do Peter Griffin really well. But Bart Simpson is like one of those characters that's just not easy to do. Like, you keep doing impersonation.
Yeah, it was a lot of practice.
Yeah,
for sure.
he has a really distinct voice in the series.
Mm-hmm.
What else do you do? What else do you do again? I'm trying to remember all the voices.
I do Elmo, the Wicked Witch of the West, Tina Turner. Trying to get down low over here because I'm ready to go to the airport in a minute. I'll do Elmo for you guys.
Okay.
All right.
Elmo's world. Elmo's world. Elmo loves his goldfish, his crayons too. That's Elmo's world.
No, the laughing was really on point. Like,
Thank you.
the laughing was like really good. That kind of scared me a little bit.
well, you're gonna have to do the baby cry now because that is gonna really freak him out.
All right, I'm gonna do my baby cry.
That is so impressive.
Doesn't that sound real?
That was ridiculous. That sounds like every time I'm on a Spirit Airlines flight.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Sometimes I just doubt it out wherever I'm at. You know, my boyfriend's like, go ahead, do your voice. I'm like, no. He's like, do it. So he puts me on the spot a lot. Which is like, you know.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I have a friend that can do Mickey Mouse very, very well.
Oh, I used to do so many voices. I have to practice again because I used to do Sandy Cheeks from SpongeBob.
Oh, wow.
I used to do so many, so I have to definitely like hone in on that. But you know, it's fun.
You definitely have a talent with that, Winky. I love it.
Thank you. Well, I'm gonna say it's awesome that your son is here. I think he speaks so eloquently and from the heart, and I'm really happy to see this live tonight. Yeah. And I subscribe to him, and I've been recommending, friends and people that I know, just subscribe to him as well. So
I appreciate
You're so
that.
sweet.
You're welcome. So probably, if I wasn't heading to the airport, I wouldn't cut this short.
Oh, it's okay. Thank you. We just
for a while, but
thank you for calling in on the spot.
Are you traveling?
No, I'm picking up a friend from the airport, and then I have to get up at 3 a.m. to drive my boyfriend back to the airport.
Oh.
So I'm on like maybe 3 hours of sleep. I'm like really tired.
Yeah.
If you got a friend coming to visit, I mean, that's something to look forward to.
Yeah, no, actually, it's an older lady. She couldn't get a ride over here, so I'm doing her a favor.
Aww.
There's no one to pick her up, so yeah, so I'm picking her up from the airport.
See the The nice things that people do.
Exactly, the small things. Yep.
Yep.
So I'm gonna bid you off.
All right.
Farewell.
Thank you. Be careful, Winky.
Okay, bye. Bye,
Bye.
Ryan. Nice meeting you.
Goodbye.
Take care.
Nice talking to you.
Nice talking to you too.
Bye, Winky.
Bye.
She's so funny. Love her. Isn't that baby crying something though?
The baby crying like
I mean, it's like so real. So real.
yeah, I had everybody laughing about the Spirit Airlines flight.
That's funny.
It does sound
Oh
like
my
a
god,
Spirit
it's
Airlines
so
flight.
true. It's so true.
They try to stick the pacifier in the baby, but it's just not out,
Oh, there's a blood moon tonight?
Yeah, the moon is really big.
What's
tonight.
a blood moon?
A blood moon is I'm not sure exactly like the science of it. They'll probably explain it in the comments.
But what does it look like? Is it red?
It's like a red moon. Yeah,
it's too goddamn cold outside here to go outside.
Bigger and brighter. It's pretty cold here too.
It feels like I think -20, so I'm gonna have to pass.
Anyone
on the
else
moon.
seeing the eclipse? Eclipse starts at well, if it starts, I don't know what time zone they're going off of, but I don't know. That stuff confuses me.
Oh my god, honey
Because the
boner.
last time, you remember what was that eclipse we had not too long ago, where it went dark for like a couple seconds, like during the day.
Yeah, an eclipse.
That was just a normal. It was a moon eclipse, right? The moon eclipse.
It was a lunar. I don't know.
Solar eclipse or a moon eclipse.
Lunar eclipse.
Lunar?
I guess.
Well, I was sitting outside because I was watching the news, waiting for it to go dark during the day. And I wanted to experience it. And Winky said she's heading to the airport, but listening in the car.
Oh.
So, anyways,
it's going on right now. I want to see.
Well, I can look up my sun or my moon.
I just wonder if it's cloudy outside. It's too cold.
I have this up in my apartment, and I can look right at the moon and the sun.
Yeah, but if it depends on where it's at.
Anyways, I was sitting outside waiting for this eclipse thing to happen, right? And as I'm sitting outside, I'm having a smoke, and I'm sitting at the patio, and all of a sudden, it like got really dark. Like it slowly got like really dark, like it was like the sun was going down, and then it was bright again. And it was the most surreal thing. And look who just hopped up on my lap.
Oh my god.
I'll bring him up to the camera so they can see his face.
Aw, wizard.
He's a good boy. Except when he throws his food dish around, right?
At least you don't have a dog that's grabbing his food dish and chewing it up.
Look at this. Look at how he's being held right now.
Oh, I know he's a baby.
A little dark, but...
He was a rescue, you guys. He was a rescue from a Tennessee hill shelter.
He's still in my arms. I mean, he'd probably never let me go. Holding him like a freaking baby. Look at this.
I know. He is the perfect cat for you. For real.
He's very laid back. He does get hyper, but like it's usually when I give him treats, and I think some of the treats have like catnip covers.
Yeah, right now it is -3.
Cat. Cigarettes in New York are $17 a pack. Everything in New York is like $10 more than retail. I bought a Snickers bar there for like $5.
Oh my god.
Yeah, in like the Times Square area. Yeah, he's a Maine Coon. Yeah, I think 8 kitties.
Wow.
Kelly,
that would be you if you could.
I don't think I'd have 8.
You might. If you could, you might.
You know, the thing is, though,
you would go to the Angel Paws and you would take as many as you could.
If I had the money to take care of all of them and I had awesome like big feeding equipment and stuff, you know, like those ones that automatically dispense at like a certain time, they sell those now where you can like set a time for the food to dispense. You don't even have to take care of your own pet.
Look what Honey Boner said.
Medical marijuana card. He's very you know, he's
He
a-
is. He is very
around it.
chill.
He's around it, but he's no, he's I try to, you know, I keep the smoke away from him and stuff, and I let him out on the porch,
He sits out
like
on the patio and like doesn't go anywhere. Like doesn't
yeah,
even.
he doesn't even attempt to escape. He doesn't jump up on the ledge because he knows he. I think he doesn't feel safe up there, or he's just smart enough to know. But he'll sit with me out there. There's 2 chairs, and he'll take the other chair. And whenever it's time to go inside, he just runs inside with me. It's just almost bizarre how you know the companionship with cats can be. I think cats are overlooked sometimes. I love dogs, but I
Well,
think
we have 2 cats and 4 dogs in this house, and it is a straight up zoo.
someone said they're smoking outside, freezing, looking at the moon.
Ugh.
And Hicks said that. I know that feeling. I hate any type of smoking in cold weather. I think that goes for anybody though. It's just not comfortable. And it's just like I don't know, to me it just makes me shaky and yeah. The
I
cat
don't
is
like being
living a
that
good
cold,
life.
anyways.
He ain't going nowhere. Christopher Reed said, yeah, he is definitely
No, he's not. He
stuck.
knows he
stuck.
knows he's got it good.
He's stuck with me and he is spoiled. Let me tell you that. Minor rescues. I have rats too. I think rats are really cool. Growing up, I had a friend.
No.
Growing up, I had a friend who had a lot of rats as pets. They're not as
It's
gross as
disgusting. No, they're rodents. They're absolutely disgusting.
That's your opinion,
Blech.
but I think that they're good. They can be really good pets. Just
Cindy
like
Bobbitt,
hamsters.
I'm smoking in the house.
I'm guilty of doing the same thing, but I'm not smoking cigarettes in the house. I'm smoking joints.
Well, you shouldn't do that either.
Well, it's just hard sometimes when it's 10 degrees out and you're like, well, do I suffer or can I just turn the fan on and spray some Febreze after I'm
All
done
right. Well,
having fun?
listen, it's 11:30 here, and Oni wanted me to hop over on his live a while ago, but I thought that our chat was going pretty good. So, but I'm gonna get off of here and
CBD
actually, I'm
10.
gonna see if he's still on.
CBD is awesome, you
Is
guys.
Oni still live, you guys?
I was just gonna say this real quick though. Once again, for all the cigarette quitters out there, CBD is an awesome alternative, and it's actually pretty healthy. It can help you with your appetite, help you with sleep. It can help you with joint pain, back pain, all sorts of stuff. I'm about to check out the eclipse.
Yeah, we should do this at least once a month, right? Let's do this monthly.
Yeah, I'm
right.
definitely down. I mean, for the most part, I'm usually available. So.
All right, cool. Well, thank you, and it was nice talking to you tonight.
Yeah, it was great talking all about the dog and
yeah,
kind of
that
giving
was great.
everybody some more insight about myself and why your son lives in Colorado and you live across the country.
No,
so.
So yeah,
right,
you got some people that sub to you, so check
I
out
appreciate all the subscriptions. Thank you
make
so
sure
much.
you're checking your YouTube and
yes, definitely. And I encourage you guys to check out some of my older work. A lot of my newer work is like a lot of I don't know, just whatever piques your interest, I guess. I really appreciate all the support though, and if you're subscribed to me, just know that my content is going to be taking a huge rise this year, and I'm just going to be uploading all sorts of stuff. So there should be something there for everybody, I believe.
well, thanks for finding Ashes.
Yes,
I'm glad there was a happy ending.
So glad I could help them. I'm so glad I could be a help to anybody today. I was having kind of a bad day, so that really just.
All right, run out. Pug says you need to run out and look at the moon because the last one before that was 1979. Oh, right, Mego just gave a super chat. Thank you. Have a good night. Take it easy and well wishes.
I didn't see it. Let me open my phone. I'm sorry, my phone times out after it's sitting there for so long. Thank you, Mego.
Very nice.
I like the smile.
I guess I owe you some money from tonight, dude.
You got Apple Pay, right? No.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, thank you, and I'm sure I will
Thank
talk
you
to you
so much,
tomorrow.
everybody. It was a pleasure talking with all of you. I honestly didn't expect such a humbled and like just great community that you guys are. So I think that you really have something good going on here. So I can see why so many people join. I always wondered, how does my mom get so many people? And now I see why. You guys are also like-minded and really just have a good conversation. So
Yep.
I appreciate that. And thank you for all the subscriptions and all the donations are great, more than appreciated. I can't express through words. So thank you so much. It was
All
nice.
right. All right. I'll talk to you later, Boo. Love you.
All right. I love you too. Bye.
Bye. Bye, guys. Let's go over to true crime and gossip.